You don't see them laugh, yet for 7 straight years, they've been named the happiest people on the planet. If happiness were about smiles and chatter, they'd lose. They're the most quiet, reserved people you'll ever meet. Look at their faces, cold, serious. Now look at their weather, months of dark, freezing cold and snow everywhere. So where is the happiness hiding? That's the mystery we're about to solve. Here they drink more coffee than anyone else on Earth. 4 cups every day, 12 kilograms every year. So is coffee the secret to happiness? Wait, don't run to your kitchen yet. Don't brew 4 cups and think you'll be happy too. You'll just end up with a stomachache and no answers. Coffee is only one piece of the puzzle. There's more to the story. Much more. The cold tries to steal their joy. So they fight back with heat. Strong, sweaty, wonderful heat. The sauna. They invented it over 2,000 years ago, and now the whole world uses it. If you knock on 10 doors here, 9 will have a sauna. Even tiny apartments have them. Even rentals have them. Here's the strange part. Whether they're sipping coffee or sitting in a blazing sauna, they choose silence. Total silence. They sit together without a word, and somehow they're perfectly happy. How quiet are they? This quiet. Many families have 2 homes, one in the city for work and one deep in the forest for weekends. They drive to the forest, sit among the trees and say, nothing. For hours, just silence, trees, and peace. But wait, there's a twist. All that silence builds up like pressure in a bottle. When it finally bursts, it turns into the loudest, angriest, most ear-splitting music on earth, heavy metal. Yes, heavy metal. The opposite of silence. Finland has more heavy metal bands per person than any country in the world. Quiet on the outside, screaming on the inside. And just when you think you understand them, you'll see something wild. Men racing through obstacle courses while carrying their wives on their backs. It's a real contest. What do you think is the prize? Your wife's weight in beer. If your wife weighs 80 kilos, you win 80 kilos of beer. Welcome to Finland. 100 years ago, Finland was very poor. Most people lived in wooden houses in the forest and ate what they could grow or hunt. There were no big cities, no factories, no money. They were part of the Russian Empire, ruled by a faraway king who didn't care. In 1917, Russia fell into revolution, chaos everywhere. In that chaos, Finland saw a chance. We're free, they said. But freedom had a price. The next day, a hard civil war began. Finns fought Finns, brother against brother. Thousands died. The war lasted months, and even when it ended in 1919, the country was broken. 2 years later, they finally made a stable government. They looked at their new country and saw nothing good. No rich farmland, no gold or diamonds, no oil, just snow, ice, freezing cold, and endless forest. The sun could shine for months without setting, then vanish for months without rising. Dark, gloomy. The kind of place people want to leave. They had every reason to fail, every reason to stay poor forever. But they didn't. Instead, they built something amazing. A country where almost no one is homeless, where poverty is rare, where crime is low, and where politicians who steal are punished. They became leaders in technology. They give money to people without jobs until they find work. They care for older people and people with disabilities like family. Healthcare is free for everyone. Education is free for everyone. Childcare is free for everyone. How? How did they do it? The answer is simple and surprising. Trees. Yes, trees. The forest they sat in quietly. The forest they got from their grandparents. The forest that covered their frozen land. That forest lifted Finland from deep poverty to the top of the world. Finland's leaders looked around and saw trees were the only resource. So they made a plan. Sell wood. Sell it to nearby countries to build houses, make furniture, and print newspapers. Wood became Finland's first big business, their first hope. They worked hard, very hard, but it was tough, really tough. Then disaster hit. World War II hit small Finland like a giant punch. The huge Soviet Union attacked. Millions of Soviet soldiers against a few 100,000 Finns. Finland fought like lions. They used skis, white clothes, and the frozen forest to fight back. They shocked the world. But when the war ended, they lost. The Soviet Union took big parts of Finland, land that is still in Russia today. And the Soviets weren't done. They said, "You owe us for the war. Pay $300 million, about $6 billion today, in 6 years. Not in cash, in machines, trains, ships, engines. Build them and send them." For tiny, hurt, tired Finland, this sounded impossible, like a death sentence. But they had something special, something you can't see but it doesn't break. They call it Cisu. There's no exact English word for Cisu. It's more than courage and tougher than determination. It means you keep going when any smart person would quit. It means you get knocked down 9 times and stand up 10. It means you don't complain or cry. You just do the work. When the Soviet Union asked for the impossible, Cisu whispered, "We'll find a way." When the snow kept falling and the sun wouldn't rise, Cisu whispered, "We'll keep building." So they built. In the forests, they put up factories, they trained workers, they learned to make complex machines from nothing. What started as punishment became a door to success. By 1952, when the payments ended, Finland had forests, modern factories, and skilled people. The debt that was supposed to crush them instead turned them into an industrial nation. Cisu isn't just an old idea. Parents still teach it to their kids today. You see it when students face failure, when workers face problems, and when people walk into the forest to clear their minds. Cisu is the hidden thread tying Finland's poor past to its happy present. Finland had 2 treasures, their trees and their people. The war debt pushed them to turn trees into machines, but their people still needed modern skills. So Finland did something bold. They made school free. Not just free, excellent, some of the best in the world, and open to everyone. Rich kids, poor kids, city kids, forest kids, everyone. This started a tech boom. In the 1990s and early 2000s, when mobile phones spread, millions carried a Nokia. Strong, reliable, trusted, Nokia led the world. And Nokia was Finnish, born from that same education boom. Today, Nokia doesn't make the phone in your pocket, but it builds the hidden networks that connect it. Across Europe, Nokia gear carries your calls and internet. Modern Finland runs on services and technology. About half of what they sell is tech. 20% is still wood and wood products. They never forgot their roots. 20% is engineering and machines. After success came, Finns didn't forget what saved them. They didn't cut down all their trees to build malls. Even today, about 75% of Finland is forest. Search all of Europe. You won't find a country with more trees. People still call them forest people. The forest isn't just business, it's life. The forest is where we find health for our bodies, calm for our minds, and rest for our spirits, they say. Science agrees. Studies show that spending just 20 minutes a day or 5 hours a month in a forest can push away sadness, sharpen focus, and lift your mood. That's why Finns love their time in the woods. Many families own small bits of forest passed down from grandparents. They build tiny cabins there for holidays. And if you don't have your own forest, no problem. Finnish law says everyone can walk into any forest, even private ones, pick berries and mushrooms, swim in lakes, and even camp overnight. But there are rules. No littering, no damage, no loud noise. Break them and you'll face the law. The forest gives, but you must respect it. In most countries, when a baby is born, the family celebrates by themselves. But in Finland, the government says, "Congratulations, we're here to help," and they mean it. While many governments ask people to have fewer children, Finland does the opposite. It tells new parents, "We'll help you raise this child, starting now." 2 months before the baby is born, the government sends a big cardboard box to the home. It's called the baby box or maternity package. What's inside? Almost everything. Tiny clothes for summer or winter, depending on the due date. Diapers, blankets, a sleeping bag, nail clippers, a thermometer, bath towels, outdoor suits, indoor suits, socks, hats, even a small mattress. The help doesn't stop there. Mothers get 40 days off before birth. If the job has heavy lifting or dangerous chemicals, they can leave even earlier. After the baby is born, both parents get 160 days of paid leave each, full salary. If the father thinks the mother needs more rest, he can give her up to 63 of his days. A single mother gets 360 days total. When that leave ends, parents have two choices. They can stay home with the child until age 3 and get €378 each month. Or they can go back to work and use government childcare centers with trained caregivers. These centers care for children until age 6, when school starts. These benefits aren't only for birth parents. Adoptive families get them too. And they aren't limited by citizenship. Anyone from any country who lives in Finland permanently and works there can receive them. The office that runs all this is called Kala. One office, one system, millions of happy families. Imagine a school where kids don't wear uniforms. They don't get homework. They don't take tests until they turn 16. And teachers can teach in the way they think works best. Sounds impossible? That's just Finland. Here's the basic rule. In Finland, it's illegal to run a school for profit. Education is not a business. Even if someone opens a private school, they can't charge fees. So almost every school is public, and even private ones are free. The government figures out the costs and gives each school a budget. If you ever get a school bill in Finland, you're probably at Helsinki International School, one of the very few exceptions. The government doesn't just teach your child for free. It also gives free books, free notebooks, free rides to school, free lunch, and even free healthcare at school. In university, students get help with food, healthcare, and transportation. They even get support for rent. Don't let their serious faces trick you. Finns are truly happy. How do we know? A famous report by Oxford University, Gallup, and the United Nations measures happiness every year using 6 things: average income per person, social support, healthy life expectancy, freedom to make life choices, generosity, and trust in society. People in every country answer questions about their lives. The scores are added up, and year after year, the top 4 spots go to the Nordic countries: Finland, Denmark, Iceland, and Sweden. In 2025, Finland is still number 1. But here's something interesting. Finns don't just celebrate success, they celebrate failure too. Finns worry about failing like everyone else. For a long time, that fear held them back. So university students in Finland did something bold. They said, "This fear has cost us too much. We need to teach people that failure is not a disaster." They created Failure Day. Big companies agreed. The government listened. Now, every October 13th, Finland marks the International Day for Failure. They don't celebrate to praise failure. They celebrate to send a message. Failure means you're trying. Failure means you're moving forward. It's not shameful. It's not the end. It shows you're alive and working towards something. On Failure Day, successful people share their biggest failures. Business leaders talk about companies that crashed. Scientists explain experiments that flopped. Students show projects that didn't work. Everyone learns the same lesson. Every success is built on many failures. This is Cisu in modern form. Get knocked down, get back up, keep going. Before you pack your bags for happy, rich, caring Finland, let's talk about the hard parts. Paradise always has a price. If you're the kind of person who says, "I can't eat without friends around," or "I need to talk about my feelings every day," if you love constant social time, Finland might be tough. Making friends is slow, very slow. Finns are loyal once you break through, but getting there takes time. A lot of time. When the cold mixes with loneliness, you might miss home and cry. The language is very hard. It's not like English, Spanish, or French. Without Finnish, getting a good job in your field is almost impossible. Even though there's social support, being unemployed when you could work doesn't feel good. And when you do find a job, taxes are high. very high, sometimes over 30% of your pay. The good news, your tax money comes back to you. Lose a job, get sick, have a child, or go to school. The system helps. The money doesn't vanish into corruption, it actually helps people. The bad news, after taxes, the high cost of living eats what's left. Food, rent, and daily items cost more than in many places. But here's a bright spot. Transportation. Whether you drive or use buses, trains, or ferries, things run smoothly. On time, connected, digital tickets make it easy. Tired of paying for bottled water at restaurants? Finland will surprise you. Tap water is super clean. Ask for water and they bring a glass, free, clean, and tasty. Finland's greatest strength isn't happiness, it's safety. Think about this. In cities from London to Bangkok, from New York to Rome, people look over their shoulders, they hide their phones, they worry about thieves, they check around before taking cash from their wallets. But in Finland, a woman can walk into a forest alone at midnight and come out safely. That's not normal. That's extraordinary. They are human, so they have problems. Dark winters can bring depression. Alcohol can be a struggle. They face challenges. But in a world where people fear walking alone at night, where tourists get robbed in daylight, where women always measure risk, there is something deeply beautiful about a place where safety is just normal. Where a mother doesn't have to worry when her daughter goes for a walk. Where older people can take evening strolls without fear. Where children play outside without constant watch. That kind of peace, that kind of trust, that kind of safety, it's rarer than gold. So here's the answer to our mystery. Why are the quiet, serious, coffee-drinking, sauna-loving, heavy metal Finns the happiest people on earth? It's not one thing. It's all of it together. It's Sisu, steady, quiet grit that carried them through hard times. It's the forest, the green helper that brought them wealth and calm. It's education, the belief that every child deserves a great start. It's trust, knowing the government and your neighbors will help when needed. It's freedom, room to be yourself without judgment. It's safety, the hidden treasure that lets you breathe easy. They don't smile at strangers because they don't need to prove anything. They skip small talk because they value deep connection, not chit-chat. They sit in silence because they're comfortable with themselves. Their happiness isn't loud. It's not flashy. It's not for show on social media. It's quiet, like the forest, deep, like their lakes, strong, like their Cisu. Maybe that's the lesson for all of us. Happiness isn't about smiling more. It's about building a life and a society where people feel safe, supported, and free to be themselves. Even if that self is quiet, even if that self loves trees more than crowds, even if that self never smiles at strangers on the bus. We'll end our journey here for today. Thank you for traveling with us to the land of silence, Cisu, and secret happiness.